We know Darren Beadman as a champion, a competitive dynamo of a man who's dominated the racing scene for decades. Well, the Darren you'll meet tonight is nothing like the bloke you're used to seeing, fist raised and galloping past the winning post. Certainly, I was shocked when I first saw him. Back in February, Darren suffered a bad fall during track work. You might have heard about it. What you probably didn't realise is that the accident almost killed him, and for months now, every day has been a battle. Tonight, Darren shares his story as he makes the toughest decision of his stellar career.
Beadman throwing everything, and Octagonal, he gets there. Yes, Octagonal wins the derby.
He was known as the Tom Cruise of racing. And for nearly 30 years, he's been one of Australia's most successful jockeys.
Safely's going to win the Melbourne Cup for Darren Beadman and Bart Cummings.
A professional athlete whose rides won hundreds of millions of dollars in prize money. But one look at Darren Beadman today, and it's clear this gifted sportsman is now facing the biggest challenge of his life. What are your symptoms?
Loss of balance. My speech has improved a lot. I was slurring my words a lot and stuttering, and after the injury, this eyesight's just weakened a bit, and a lot of dizziness and vertigo.
In February this year, during a barrier trial in Hong Kong, Darren took a sickening fall when the horse he was riding snapped both its front legs.
The horse broke down in its right front leg, and I tried to hold it up, and then the other one went in front, the other leg, and I remember leaving the horse, but that's basically it.
Mitch rang me.
Your son?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He actually rang and said, I'm gonna cry, sorry.
That's okay.
He actually rang and said, Mum, Dad's had a bad fall and he's unconscious. I'm in the ambulance with him now and going to the hospital.
Did your heart sink when you got that call?
Oh, yeah. I still find it hard to talk about.
Darren's wife, Kim, knew immediately her husband was in trouble.
I could hear it in his voice, and I knew his slurring of his speech and just all of the little things that you observe.
It was obvious Darren was unwell, but MRI scans revealed just how severe this fall was.
So here's a picture of the MRI that was done a few days after your injury, and I can tell you the changes that you can see are subtle, but they've had a massive effect on you.
Sydney neurosurgeon Dr. Richard Parkinson says Darren has suffered what's called a diffuse axonal injury, a significant brain trauma that will change his life.
It's a massive impact on Darren and his life, there's no question about that. And his family, his relationships, everything that makes Darren what Darren is.
So he's walking, he's talking, he's thinking.
Absolutely.
Have all been impacted.
Affected, yes.
When you look at that injury, how lucky was Darren?
I think he's lucky to be alive.
When you watched the last fall, how do you feel about that?
I guess seeing it happen now, I can say, well, I've got out of it pretty light.
Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt. It just, I know it's finished after that.
Did you ever appreciate how dangerous your dad's job was?
Oh yeah, it was always really nerve-wracking watching every race. Like, we'd always be like holding hands and like our heart would be like beating so fast because we'd be so scared if something bad was going to happen.
Jessica Beedman, like her sister Rachel and brother Mitch, always understood the risks involved in horse racing. But they weren't prepared when the accident they feared most actually happened.
It was a real wake-up call, you know. You don't really realise, you know, you sort of hear about it and you see, you know, other people going through it, but to sort of be in that situation was a little bit, it was hard, you know.
From what the medical team have told me, that if I have another bad fall, I'd probably end up in a nursing home, and I don't want that for myself or my family. And, you know, basically my career's over, but I've had a great career, 30-odd years of you know, excitement. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
It's a hard one though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I feel I had a few more years to go.
Darren Beedman's career began with a love of horses when he was just 4 years old.
Once you get a bit of horse dung under your nail, and it never leaves you. So
what a great childhood dream that came true.
It did. Yeah, it's just it's been a fabulous journey, really. You know, I look back at it and I just think that I've been really blessed to be able to do something in life that I've really wanted to do.
Darren was an apprentice jockey at 15, rode his first winner at 16, and at 18 defied the critics when he won the 1984 Golden Slipper. It's a trophy that 28 years later he still cherishes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. So it's nothing flash, but it's really, it has a lot of memories.
Packed away are trophies from an extraordinary career of more than 3,000 wins. 2 of them for Australia's most prestigious race, the Melbourne Cup.
Kingston Rule in front, Kingston Rule. Kingston Rule has won the Melbourne Cup by a length.
The Melbourne Cup, can you explain how that feels?
Oh, you want to hug someone, but you can't, you know. It's just like, I just want to, you know, just release my emotions, but you just can't, you know. It's a really difficult position to be in, but it felt like that, you know, I've achieved what I wanted to do.
In '96, Darren won the Melbourne Cup on Saintly. On a trip down memory lane,
Hey, mate.
it's clear the two still have a strong bond.
See if you like spread. Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you think you were such a good team?
I think he knew that I liked him, and he seemed to respond to that type of, I guess, personality, I guess.
Maybe it's because you're both gentle, but you're both competitive.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, I was like, you think you're in top gear and you just ask for another gear, and away he went in the Melbourne Cup. But yeah, he always responded well when I asked him for an effort. Lovely, kind horse. He looks pretty good for 20, don't you, mate? Yes. Look very good.
You're obviously comfortable with horses.
Yeah, I just love them. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Good therapy. Yeah, very good therapy.
Phil, and he has taken Darren Beedman for a bad fall there.
Along with the incredible highs, Darren has had some serious lows. In the early 90s, his commitment to racing was sorely tested after 2 other falls in Hong Kong and then a 9-month worldwide disqualification for not riding a horse on its merits. The thing that hurts you most, though, seems to me that you were being called a cheat, and that's not who you think you are.
No, I'm not. It's an area that it's not part of my DNA. I've seen, you know, a lot of things in racing that, you know, temptations and things like that, but you know that it's on the road to ruin.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
I mean, surely you were a man that somebody has come up and whispered something to.
Yeah.
People have come and offered you a shady deal.
Yeah.
And how did you deal with that?
I haven't been offered too many times because the word gets out and people know that you're not that way inclined, so they work around you, you know, so I have been offered, but I just said, no, I'm not interested, mate.
Are you able to say what it was?
No, I'd rather not.
Prefer not to. It's always a smart man, probably, that keeps his own counsel.
Yeah.
In 1997, after a brilliant riding season, Darren shocked the industry when he announced he was retiring to become an evangelical preacher.
Lord, let your spirit reign, Lord. Let your spirit reign over this nation, Lord.
But 2 years later, he was back.
I miss the camaraderie in the jockey's room, and you know, the pranks and the jokes we played on each other, and the adrenaline rush, and the, you know, putting your body through pain. And
you missed a bit of pain, did you?
Yeah.
You don't regret those years?
No, it's all part of the chapters in my life, and they've been great years. One thing I did find hard was that, you know, you're a Christian, but you're also a competitor. And where do you draw the line, you know?
And where did you draw that line?
Well, sometimes I've had to go home and ask for forgiveness because the flesh come out in me, but...
This is a new and difficult chapter in Darren's life. He's taking it one day at a time, trying to regain some of the skills he's lost. His racing days may be over, but his plans for a happy and fulfilling future are not.
I'm really thankful that he's still alive. I'm thankful that he's walking. Thankful that he's, you know, obviously there's, you know, there's problems, but he's still, you know, what can I say? I don't know.
I'm still good looking.
He's still the Tom Cruise of racing. Let's say it.
Tom's got green eyes and I've got blue. So
there is the
He's
difference.
better.
Yeah. What do you want to get back to?
You know, I just, like, I know I'll never get back I don't feel that I'll ever get back to the skill that I had before in riding and the balance and all that sort of stuff. And look, I've had a great day in the sun, really, and so it's just a matter of, you know, trying to make best of what I've got and be happy with it and be satisfied.